You're watching Rurouni K95's movie review on Jurassic Park. Hi, Rurouni's. This is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's movie review. We get to cover this movie directed by Steven Spielberg for today's movie review is Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is a 1993 American science fiction venture film directed by Steven Spielberg, produced by Kathleen Kennedy and Gerald R. Mullen. It is the first installment in the Jurassic Park franchise and is based on the 1990 novel of the same name by Michael Crichton and a screenplay written by Crichton and David Cope. The film is set in a fictional island of Isla Nublar, located off of Central America's Pacific coast near Costa Rica. There, a wealthy businessman, John Hammond, and a team of genetic scientists have created a wildlife of de-extinct dinosaurs. When an industrial sabotage leads to a catastrophic shutdown of the Ark's power facilities and the security precautions of a small group of visitors and Hammond's grandchildren struggle to survive and escape the perilous island. So let's review this movie. So let us begin here. Industrialist John Hammond has created a theme park of cloned dinosaurs. Jurassic Park on Isla Nublar, a fictional Costa Rican island, after a dinosaur handler is killed by a velociraptor. When they try to shoot the velociraptor, the park investors, represented by lawyer Donald Gennaro, demand that experts visit the park and certify its safety. Gennaro visits a mathematician and chaos theorist, Ian Malcolm, while Hammond invites a paleontologist, Dr. Alan Grant, and paleobotanist, Dr. Ellie Sattler. Upon arrival, the group is shocked to see a live Brachiosaurus when they came to Jurassic Park, by helicopter especially. At the park's visitor center, the group learns that the cloning was accomplished by extracting dinosaur DNA from mosquitoes preserved in amber. DNA from frogs was used to fill in the gaps in the genome of the dinosaurs to prevent breeding. All the dinosaurs were made female. Malcolm scoffs at the idea, saying that it will eventually break down. The group witnesses the hatching of a baby velociraptor and visits the raptor enclosure during lunch, particularly as the lunchtime session comes, as the group debates the ethics of cloning and the creation of the park, and Malcolm warns about the implications of genetic engineering. The group is joined by John Hammond's grandchildren, Lex and Tim Murphy, for a tour of the park. Yep. While Hammond oversees the tour from the control room, the tour does not go as planned, as things that was used to have how expect what is going on, with most of the dinosaurs failing to appear and the group encountering a sick Triceratops. It is cut short as a tropical storm approaches comes at Isla Nublar. Most of the park employees leave for the mainland on a boat, while the visitors return to their electric tour vehicles, except Sattler, who stays behind with the park's veterinarian to study the Triceratops. Jurassic Park's lead computer programmer, Dennis Nedry, who is played by Wayne Knight, who is known for Newman in the Seinfeld series, has been bribed by Dodgson, a man working for Hammond's corporate rival, to steal fertilized dinosaur embryos. Nedry deactivates the park's security system to gain access to the embryo storage room, and the stores the embryos inside a container disguised as a shaving cream can. Nedry's sabotage also cuts the power to the tour vehicles, stranding them. Most of the park's electric fences are deactivated as well, allowing the park's Tyrannosaurus Rex to escape and attack the group. Grant, Lex, and Tim escape while the Tyrannosaurus injures Ian Malcolm and devours Gennaro. On his way to deliver the embryos to the island's docks, Nedry becomes lost in the rain, crashes his Jeep Wrangler, and is killed by a Dilophosaurus as well. Sattler helps the game warden Robert Muldoon search for the survivors, but they only find Malcolm just before the Tyrannosaurus Rex returns. Grant, Tim, and Lex take shelter in a treetop when they later discover the broken shells of the dinosaur eggs. By this time, Grant concludes the dinosaurs have been breeding, which occurred because of their frog DNA. Some of West African frogs changed their sex in a single sex environment, allowing the dinosaurs to do as well as particularly what you see particularly happening in Jurassic Park as well. Meanwhile, by this time, unable to decipher Dennis Nedry's code to reactivate the security system, Hammond and Chief Engineer Ray Arnold, because which the character Ray Arnold is played by Samuel L. Jackson, who is known for the Pulp Fiction movies as well as Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith and Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones particularly, reboot the park system, and the group shuts down the park's grids and retreats to the emergency bunker, while Arnold heads to a maintenance shed to complete the rebooting process. When Arnold fails to return, Sattler and Muldoon head to the shed. They discover the shutdown has been deactivated, the remaining fences, and release the velociraptors. Muldoon distracted the raptors while Sattler goes to return the power back on before being attacked by the raptor and discovering Arnold's severed arm. Meanwhile, Muldoon is caught off guard and killed by the other two raptors. So by this time, Grant, Tim, and Lex reach the visitor center. Grant heads out to look for Sattler, leaving Tim and Lex inside. By but meanwhile, Tim and Lex are pursued by the raptors in a kitchen, but they decided to escape, particularly of what they can do, something that is going on, which is particularly in Jurassic Park. But they escape and join Grant and Sattler. Lex restores powers from the control room, allowing them to call Hammond, who calls for help. They are cornered by the raptors, but they escape as soon as the Tyrannosaurus Rex appears and kills all the raptors, which is particularly inside the building in Jurassic Park. But they escape when the Tyrannosaurus Rex, oh yeah, so has killed all these raptors, particularly. Hammond arrives in a jeep with Ian Malcolm comes, and the group boards a helicopter to leave the island. And that's how you end this movie, with a helicopter in the sky, particularly, as you noticed, if you will. And that's my review on the Jurassic Park movie for the first time, because I haven't done Jurassic Park until now, particularly. Michael Crichton originally conceived a screenplay about a graduate student who recreates a dinosaur. He continues to wrestle with his fascination with dinosaurs and cloning until he began writing the novel Jurassic Park. Before its publication, Steven Spielberg learned off of the novel in October 1989, before he was discussing a screenplay with Crichton that would become the television series ER. Spielberg recognized what really fascinated him about Jurassic Park was really an incredible look at how dinosaurs might someday be brought back alongside modern mankind, going beyond a simple monster movie. Before the book was published, and Crichton has demanded a non-negotiable fee of $1.5 million for the film rights and substantial percentage of the gross. Warner Brothers, Tim Burton, Columbia Pictures, Richard Donner, and 20th Century Fox and Joe Dante bid for the rights. They wanted to acquire it at first, but instead, Universal Studios eventually acquired them in May 1990 for Steven Spielberg. After completing Hook, Spielberg wanted to film Schindler's List. Ed Sheinberg, president of Music Corporation of America, Universal Pictures parent company at the time, gave the green light to Schindler's List on the condition of on Spielberg make Jurassic Park first. He said later, by choosing a creature drive-in thriller, I was really just to try to make a good sequel to Jaws on land. Spielberg also cited Godzilla as an inspiration for Jurassic Park, specifically Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which he grew up watching. During the production, Spielberg described Godzilla as the most masterful of all the dinosaur movies because it made you believe it was really happening as well. To create the dinosaurs, Spielberg thought of hiring Bob Gurr, who designed a giant mechanical King Kong for Universal Studios Hollywood's King Kong Encounter. Upon reflection, he felt life-size dinosaurs would be too expensive and not all convincing. Instead, Spielberg sought the best effects supervisors in Hollywood. He brought Stan Winston to create the animatronic dinosaurs. Phil Tippett created as dinosaur supervisor to create go motion dinosaurs for long shots. Michael Latieri to supervise the set effects, and Dennis Murin of Industrial Light and Magic to do the digital compositing. Paleontologist Jack Horner supervised the designs for the movie Jurassic Park to help fulfill Spielberg's desire to portray the dinosaurs as animals rather than monsters at this point when they made Jurassic Park, particularly. Certain concepts about dinosaurs, like the theory they evolved into birds and they had very little common with lizards, are followed. They prompted the removal of the raptors' flicking tongues in Tippett's earlier animatics. As Horner complained, it was implausible. Winston's department has created fully detailed models of the dinosaurs before molding latex skins, which were fitted over complex robotics. Tippett created stop-motion effects of the raptors in the kitchen and the Tyrannosaurus attacking the car. Despite Go Motion's attempts at motion blurs, Spielberg found the end results unsatisfactory for a live-action feature film. Murin told Spielberg that he thought that the dinosaurs could be built using computer-generated imagery. The director asked him to prove it. ILM animators Mark Deep and Steve Williams developed a computer-generated walk cycle for the T-Rex skeleton, and were approved to do more at this point, as when Steven Spielberg and Tippett saw an animatic of the T-Rex chasing a herd of Gallimimus. Spielberg said, "You're out of a job," to which Tippett replied, "Don't you mean extinct?" Spielberg later injected this exchange into the script as a conversation between Ian Malcolm and Dr. Alan Grant. Although no go motion was used, Tippett and his animators were still used by the production to supervise the dinosaur movement. Tippett acted as the consultant for the dinosaur anatomy, and his stop-motion animators were retrained as computer animators. As particularly, when this movie was released back in the day, was particularly June 9th, 1993 at the Uptown Theater, but until 2 days later, it was released in the United States on June 11th, 1993 for this particular movie, like Jurassic Park. I noticed that this was particularly part of the franchise, along with many other sequels like Lost World Jurassic Park, as well as Jurassic Park 3, as well as Jurassic World movies. I don't know if I can be able to review any of those movies. I don't know if I can be able to review Lost World Jurassic Park or any of those, but check out one of the other movie reviews on one of the Jurassic Park sequels for their works as well. Because, spoiler for later on in the later series as well. So, for the thing about Jurassic Park, I didn't know that this was particularly has been started the whole Jurassic Park media franchise, particularly when this movie was released, particularly on June 11th, 1993, particularly as well. I mean, it's been a while since I watched Jurassic Park on DVD as well. Like several times, maybe millions of times. I wanted to do like a review on this until now, I guess. So that's going to be it for my review on the movie Jurassic Park for today. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts. My favorite part in the movie Jurassic Park is when Dennis Nedry asked one of them, he said, "Anybody want a soda or something?" And they just stared at him because he knows what he was up to, as well as the computer programming with "you didn't say the magic word," which upsets Ray Arnold. And John Hammond asks, where did the vehicle stop in that scene as well? Help subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description. I'll share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section below in this video if you like as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RurouniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified on your emails as well. And next, I got another movie review next because I don't feel like showing it in a hurry. Stay tuned for tomorrow's movie review. I got a holiday Christmas horror movie for tomorrow's movie review on Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Stay tuned for my next movie review on Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 and Garbage Day!